made these adorable double-sided cutouts on my Cricut to promote my yoga business, so let me show you how I made them. I created the design that I want in my editing software and then I imported it into Cricut, but the main thing that I wanted to say here is if you're not using a symmetrical image like a circle or a square, you're going to want to make sure you flip your back image so that it's mirrored to your front image and it prints properly. You'll see what I mean later. I import both designs into Cricut, and because Cricut doesn't already have a double-sided feature, I work in a two-part hack to kind of trick the system. Starting with my front image, I was able to fit about 4 on a page, so I sized them to 3 inches and I made sure that they were attached before I moved on to the next step. Moving on to my back image, I repeated those exact same steps, but because my image is mirrored, I wanted to make sure that everything was lined up perfectly. So I went back to my front image and flipped it horizontally so I could use it as a template to lay my back image down seamlessly. Making sure everything is aligned and sized perfectly is the only way this hack will work. Now that everything's aligned and sized accordingly, I'm going to drag my front image away from my back image, and then I'm going to make sure that my back image is attached just like my front image is attached. Once everything's locked in place, I'm going to go back to my front image and flip it back horizontally because I don't want it to print backwards. Do not forget to do this step before you send it to your printer. Once everything is ready, go ahead and click make so we can get ready to align it for our printer. For the second part of the hack, Cricut already gives you parameters on where you can print, so I'm going to take my first image and move it all the way to the top left corner till I can't move it anymore. And for my back image, I'm going to move that to the top right corner. You'll see why this is important in a second. Once everything's aligned on the sheet correctly, go ahead and send it to your printer for your first print. My printer printed with the heads down, so I wanted to make sure when I flipped my paper, I inserted it back in with the heads down so everything could align perfectly. Not all printers are created equally, so you'll have to be familiar with how your printer prints to know how to place your paper. Now that both sides are printed, it's time to take it to the machine to cut, but let me show you some common mistakes. This is what's going to happen if you don't align your front image to the left and your back image to the right. They won't align at all. So don't skip that step. This next image is what's going to happen if you don't flip your back image to be mirrored to your front image. They're lined up, but they're not lined up perfectly, so they're not going to cut right. So it's very important that you remember to mirror your back image. And my last practice cut came out perfectly. My front image was aligned to the left and the back was aligned to the right, and it was also mirrored, so it cut seamlessly. Finally, after all that, I took it to my Cricut and let it do its thing, and I got some pretty seamless cuts I was very satisfied with. I hope this tutorial helped you out a bit. If you need additional help, let me know and I'll make a follow-up.